Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over another team here. And a lot of y'all comment about what the ELO is for the video. So this is going to be around 2,800. Wanted to get that right out the door. This team is going to be Diggersby in the front with Toxapex and Golispod in the back. Golispod's a little different. I know that Fury Cutter did get buffed this season, but you kind of want a little bit of that Shadow Claw coverage, just that ghost move coverage for things like Dusclops, which you'd be pretty bad against with Fury Cutter, and then Jellicent, you'd just be fully walled. I know in the last cup, I think it was Sunshine Cup, there was a lot of battles between Jellicent and Golispod where you could just hard counter in that fashion. So yeah, that's going to be the team. Let's go ahead and get into it. But first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, so here's the team. On the left side, you see the movesets. Quick Attack, Fire Punch, Scorching Sands for Diggersby. Everything's pretty normal, again, except for that Shadow Claw on the Golispod, which I think most people are probably using Fury Cutter, but we want that extra coverage for specifically Dusclops, who's going to be probably the safest swap in the meta. So Wigglytuff out here in the front. You really want Toxapex on this. You can literally farm it all the way down. But it's okay. This matchup's fine as well, especially even if you get the attack debuffs is even better. The only thing you really have to be worried about is the Icy Wind is going to be super effective while also lowering the attack stat. But it's that super effective that's actually meaningful because usually it doesn't actually do that much. It looks like they caught on a Diggersby. Good to catch this here, I guess. Yeah, now that I look at the team, Diggersby actually pretty tough for this team. Golispod going to be double resisting the Shadow Claw here. So, but still, it's going to take at least 3 of those Fire Punches to KO us. So we're going to get to the 2 Aqua Jets, which are going to be enough to KO from this point, since they did catch the Scorching Sands. Ooh, all right. They end up. Here's Jellicent. Wow, Jellicent's actually really good against this team now I really think about it, because it's pretty good against everything. Because it does resist everything but Scorching Sands, and if you do come in with Diggersby, it is going to get super effective Surf against it. Now, catching the energy here means that you have a little bit of extra wiggle room. You can always, well, we're going to have to come in with Toxapex. We're going to wait the clock out to have a chance for a catch later on with the Golispod. Probably you can get this into Brine range. Shadow Ball going to be doing a lot of damage here. They still have all of their Mon, is one thing to definitely think about. Yeah, the Diggersby is going to be a little tough because you're going to have to get to 2 moves. Now we can catch. They just got to the Scorching Sands here. They are going to outpace us to 2. So we will definitely have to go for a catch, or if we can go for a farm down. Looks like it's going to be very close. 2 away. Maybe we do 1 and catch. Maybe we catch now. Oh, they let it go. Shadow Ball not going to be enough to count to KO us here. 2 Shadow Balls will be enough. 2, 3. We're throwing on 1, 4, 7 timing because we have a 2-turn move versus their 3-turn moves. Very interesting to let this go because now you just don't get anything out of there. Okay, not the way I would have played it, but okay, that's good. Pidgeot. This one's going to be Shadow. I think in the last video we showed me against a Pidgeot, but I think it wasn't Shadow. And this one does have Air Cutter. I did mention most people are running the Air Cutter moves. Gust is a 4-turn move. You have a 2-turn move here on Diggersby, so just be aware to throw on odd numbers. So we're throwing on 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever number you want to get to on those. It has a very weak, it has a very high attack stat, so its defense stat is actually very low. So something like the 2 Fire Punches have almost, well, have gotten this down to farm down range. So they do end up coming in with a Credilli. It's going to be tough for us here. We don't want to switch out because we really want to have our Toxapex on this. We are throwing neutral here with the poison against it. It is a rock type as well as grass, so not taking this super effective from the poison. They are going to be able to double debuff us before we get to the Sludge Wave, but a Sludge Wave actually going to be able to do a decent amount, well, before we were getting massively debuffed. But yeah, we're able to throw this. For the Credilli, its pacing to moves, I believe, is 7, 6, 6, 6, 7. So, I mean, just if you need to know that. Looks like we go for the move here. Just to, I guess, to see if we can get the shield with a water move before we show them our last Mon. Golispod is pretty good against Marowak, considering it's a ground type and you're a bug type, so you're resisting the fast attacks here. They do end up going for a Bone Club. Again, you're doing a 2-turn move versus a 3-turn move, so you want to go on 147 timing. This is, okay, good shield here on the rock side, which is going to be super effective against the bug typing of Golispod. This is going to be close to KOing here. Oh, good catch here by the opponent. We can get a farm down. They didn't have much, well, we still have a shield, so it's all good. And again, I'm pretty sure this is going to KO. If not, probably one more Shadow Claw will be enough. GG. All right, Marowak against Diggersby. This is a very good matchup for you as well. They would have to use shields to get through this if they want to win this one. Diggersby is just such a tank that it is able to take all of this fast attack pressure that this is dealing out. And you don't really want to switch into something like Golispod, which is more of a counter than this lead. But because you have Toxapex in the back, and this thing does not want to see, or Toxapex does not want to see this thing. Now, the really good thing about having the Marowak up here in front is that the backline is probably weak to poison, you would think, at the very least. They do have a Moltres. Going to be able to get the Fire Punch off before we get KO'd here, which is pretty good. Probably going to end up coming in with the Toxapex here, considering the Golispod does have Shadow Claw. It's going to be resisted by the Dark typing here of the Moltres. Moltres has Flying out this season, one of the things that it gained, but it also has access to Brave Bird and has very high attack stats, so we're going to go ahead and shield just in case they do end up throwing that move. Toxapex into Lapras used to be an amazing, crazy good matchup. Now it's not great, considering it does have a fast attack that is super effective. The Psywave being Psychic, going to be super effective against the poison typing of the Toxapex there. So we do end up coming in with the Golispod. The only thing that's going to be doing neutral damage from the charge attacks would be if this does have Skull Bash. They do end up letting this go, so they're going to go all in on the Moltres. Is that a good idea? It's going to be rough for this Moltres, even though it is going to be able to, it's going to try to get this farm down. It's not going to get it. And you're going to survive, I believe, a Brave Bird on this. I don't know. It's pretty close. But they'd have to go move, 2 more moves, and a Brave Bird. And yeah, they're just going to get farmed down. Yeah. All right, Fortress. Fortress got buffed this season because of the Bug Bite getting buffed to basically be a clone. I say basically, it is exactly a clone of Dragon Breath. So if you ever ran into like Dragonite or Dratini, Dratini, something like that in the Open Great League last season, you know how it does a lot of fast to move pressure. Now, we're really good here on Diggersby because it does have the fire move, which is going to be double super effective considering that Fortress is a steel type as well as bug type. So both, again, super effective. Taking super effective from fire, so double super effective. All right, Golispod against the Carbink. This is another instance where Shadow Claw could actually be doing pretty good. It's going to be neutral, whereas it would have been resisted from the rock typing. As well as the fairy, actually, so it would have been double resisted. Someone can let me know. I'm not the best with the bug typings here, but that makes sense to me. And then it's a Dugong in the back, and this is a massively good matchup for the Toxapex, so they're going to end up just conceding the game. All right, Togetic. So I believe it has access to something like Play Rough, probably. One of the big fairy moves, I'm not too sure. Probably we're going to see it right now, Dazzling Gleam. I believe it also has access to Aerial Ace, which I'm pretty sure this will be. So a bit of a tough switch in here. Oh, it has Psyshock, okay. You know what? It doesn't. I don't think it has Aerial Ace. I think it has the rock move. I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Anyways, they decide to stand. They actually catch here on the Feraligatr. Crazy good catch here by the opponent. Now we do have a pretty good, decent energy lead here. So the X Scissors going to actually probably be able to KO if they do let this go. So that's going to be fine with us. We would end up winning switch, but instead we're going to take their shield. Actually, it looks like we're going to take both shields. We can actually switch into the Toxapex after this if we want. Try to get a massive farm down. Really, the only thing we'd be worried about in that matchup is a crunch. Oh, they actually let it go. Interesting. They're not going to really have a farm down here. They're still going to be stuck in this window for just a second. Side shot going to be super effective. They end up having a Marowak in the back. So this is going to be... At least we have a super effective water move here. We're really hoping that they don't shield this. Okay, they don't. This is pretty good for us. They're not going to be able to get the farm down before we get to another move because of the bulkiness of Toxapex. So probably going to get the shield now. We have the Diggersby in the back, which is going to be okay against soaking up a lot of this energy. Looks like we're going to go for CMP here. So they're only going to get one move off, even though they got a bunch of farm. And this will KO. Even though Fire Punch is not the best move, it's enough to KO this Shadow Mon. So, and then the Togekick going to go down to the Fire Punch as well. It lived. I'm surprised. If this is Psyshock, which it probably is, it's not going to be enough. It needs to be a Dazzling Gleam. But we'd still have the Golispod to farm it down in the end. Clodsire is a massive lead here. They end up switching into the Feraligatr. Throwing a move here, you don't need to do it, but I guess it's such a massive advantage in the lead, it doesn't really matter. You can always come in Toxapex here. They're not really going to be able to do much. The attack did drop from the Scorching Sands there. But again, this matchup's very favored for Toxapex. Only if they have Crunch can they actually do non-super effective damage, or non-resisted damage, rather. Otherwise, these are usually running Hydro Cannon, Ice Beam. Both are, well, one's water, one's ice. Both are resisted by water. So, and they did get the attack drop as well. So we can go for the Brine now that we have two. Farming down would have been a little suspect. You would have gotten a little low on HP. They do end up coming in with the Clodsire. This was a swap in, not a KO. So we can actually switch back to the Diggersby if we want. And again, this is just a massive lead. 2 Earthquakes does not even KO the Diggersby. So if they even have Earthquake, I've actually seen a lot of Stone Edge recently, which you guys can let me know if you've seen Stone Edge or Earthquake more, but I've seen a lot of Stone Edge. They do use their second shield here. We're going to CMP again as well. Diggersby probably not going to be needed in the back, considering they have such a weak front line to it. They don't want to be double weak to this. And then have to just somehow handle it with Feraligatr. Feraligatr is not even the best answer either, so... Mandibutt is actually a pretty good answer to Diggersby. I guess they were double weak to it. If you want to include Feraligatr as weak, it's not really. Hydro Cannon's super effective, big move, but you do double resist the Shadow Claw. This is a place where Shadow Claw's a little bit suspect as well. Don't forget, though, we still have the Toxapex. It's going to be fine in this matchup. I don't know if you want to use shields here. I mean, one shield here seems perfectly fine. You might want to save one shield for the Toxapex. You might not, though, to be honest. All it's really going to have to worry about is an Earthquake. And they obviously just threw one against the Diggersby, so they're going to be a little bit out of energy there. Now we're going to go for the farm down, hoping they didn't get to another move. And looks like they stopped tapping, so probably ended up quitting here. Or for force closing the game, it looks like, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know why people do force close the game. It seems like it's going to take you longer to close it and then open it up again. I don't know. Dedenne in the front, really good lead. They end up coming in with the Annihilate. This is where Shadow Claw goes crazy. Fighters do resist Bug. That's something to note. Don't shield the first Rage Fist. It does less than any other Rage Fist along the line. Technically, you outpace, but we did switch in pretty slow here, so they are going to make it to the next move before we do. We win CMP. Didn't know that. Okay. Nice. Looks like they want to win Switch. So, oh, it wasn't CMP. Yeah, they just want to win Switch here. Gonna come in with Toxapex. This is gonna do like 40%. It's not bad. Oh, that did a lot less. Well, they have a second one. Probably shield the second one, though, as that one's probably going to do actually closer to like 40, 45. They do come back in with the Dedenne. You're doing super effective damage here. You're going to outpace as well because you did get the farm down on the Annihilate. And this probably one-shots. Yeah, and then they have a Superior in the back. GG. All right, Superior here in the front. Actually, team kind of weak to it. Although not really, although this is an Aerial Ace. You have moves against it. Aerial Ace going to be non-stab, so doesn't really hurt too much. Going to be able to get to 2 Aqua Jets here. Resisted for sure against the water typing, but Empoleon is pretty frail. Are they using Metal Claw? It looks like. Seems like it, Metal Claw. No, Waterfall. Oh, we could Shield to Wind Switch, which we probably do because it was superior against the Diggersby. That makes sense. They're going to come in with a superior for sure. Oh, they actually have Talonflame. And we do it in 1 here, so it means we're not going to take that residual damage from the Incinerate. And it won't kill us till after we get the move off. So we did get the switch here. The reason... Okay, so Diggersby actually not even great against their 2 mon left. So we're kind of just bringing this out now because it's the less bad matchup. And Toxapex is going to have all the shields. Toxapex is good against both of these mon, considering one's grass and one's fire, and we are poison and water, which are good against those things, respectively. They could be a Brave Bird here, probably would be the strongest move in the game. It is neutral for a Frenzy Plant, so yeah, probably a Sludge Wave going to end up KOing this. They can throw first. We can get a lot of extra energy if we want. Before throwing, we can throw 4 more before getting an Aerial Ace thrown at us. And they know that as well, and they leave. Dugong, tough lead. Crazy switch. I mean, it is electric. Maybe they're double electric with a Dedenne in the back. Magneton needs shields, though. Gonna CMP here. We're gonna shield to take their second shield, rather, and they're gonna be out of shields, or we're gonna win switch here. Magneton, a crazy attack stat in Great League, always has been. You don't see this mon very much nowadays. You definitely see something like Magnezone a little bit more, Shadow Magnezone. You can definitely come in with a Dedenne and farm this down. They do hard switch back into Dugong, and they do have Drill Run. That's pretty good, I guess. It's going to take 3. And Sludge Wave's going to do a lot, but not going to KO. But it is possible that we get to another Brine. I don't know. We might just be letting this go. We'll take the next one for sure. And then they'd have to throw in bad timing to go back-to-back here. So they might be trying to do that. No, but they don't. A little bit of an awkward matchup for the Dugong, as I said before, but... it is another electric in the back, and it is Electivire, and this is definitely going to one-shot Electivire, an even higher attack stat, and meaning an even lower defense stat, just gets one shot, so GG there. You don't see too much electric outside of, like, Dedenne. Sometimes you see Bellibolt, I guess. Sometimes you see Steelix, which has electric moves, which is fine. Outside of that, yeah, not too much. I can't really think of anything. All right. Scorching Sands, going to be the strongest move against Jellicent. I did mention that as far as charge attacks. As far as fast attacks, Golispod going to have the edge there. Do you get one shot by a Shadow Ball? It's going to be close. And they could go for a farm down if they wanted to after that. Going to want to throw Aqua Jet if you're going to throw 2 of these moves. Let me re-say that. If both of the moves are neutral, the Aqua Jet's going to do more. So, going to be able to take that out. Gligar ends up coming in. Obviously, this is super effective against the ground typing of this Gligar. Probably just let this go. It's an Aerial Ace. Might not KO, but they definitely will get the farm down, probably before we get to another move. Okay, have to come in Diggersby. We're going to be very scared of the dig on Gligar against Toxapex. Fire Punch is the best move we can throw at it. They do resist... they double resist Scorching Sands, so we'd rather just throw the neutral Fire Punch into this. And again, we would rather not this go into the Toxapex matchup given the option. They end up catching here on Greninja. Fine. We could go for a little bit of extra energy, or we can insta-swap here. Okay, great. Caught a... So probably Night Slash. Yeah. And this is the move that they want to use anyway, so they're going to be going for Night Slashes. They get to them super fast on the Water Shurikens, which we talked about in the last video. Um, yeah, well, it's going to take 3 to KO us unless they do get the boost. They are throwing a lot of them, so it would make sense that they get the boost at some point. Probably we live this. Switch is back up for them for sure. It's back up for us. So, okay, we have 2 moves. Both are super effective. They probably do KO from here on the Gligar. It is Shadow as well. So yeah, GG. Wow. Crazy good Toxapex play here. Alright, Annihilate. Pretty bad lead for us. They do end up switching into the Dedenne. Not great for us, but we are going to outpace considering that we did switch in before them. Probably we are going to take shields from them no matter what. This next Aqua Jet is going to KO. Even the next one after that's going to KO. So we could go to the 2 shields and win due to energy lead. Water against an electric here. Whether or not we want to do that, yeah, we'll just let it go and then come in with Diggersby and probably just farm this thing down. It has 2 buffs to its defense, so actually we're going to get so much energy here. This Diggersby is going to be a menace. And Play Rough is going to hit us 1 time, and that's going to do neutral damage, but now we're going to have a ton of energy. Annihilate, very squishy, not going to want to see these Scorching Sands hit them. We do hit it once. We switch into our Toxapex. They come in with Drapion. Drapion has the advantage here. It just outpaces, but we do have way more bulk than it. 2 brines will probably be enough with all the fast attacks. We did get the debuff there on the crunch. That's not great, but we are going to survive another crunch no matter what anyways, even with that defense debuff there. But we might get farmed down, which is maybe the idea there. We can go for a back-to-back here. If you saw our clock, we're about 7 seconds away from getting to that Diggersby switch. So, I'm going to switch. Can Fire Punch. Yeah. This technically won't KO, but it's going to get it way too low and be able to get this down. Now, one thing that's awkward for the Annihilate is they probably can't throw a Rage Fist. It's double resisted. So, this is going to be an Ice Punch, which is going to cost it more energy. It's actually close combat. Probably we can live a Rage Fist here. It's close. It's non-shadow. I just noticed that. It's non-shadow. Alright, GG. Oh, yeah, GG. Oh, we forgot about the energy. This is just an Aqua Tail. No. Alright. It was close, though. 1 HP on the Drapion there. Alright, Marowak. We've seen this before. It's fine to stay in this matchup. We really don't want this to see the Toxapex. Toxapex probably really wants to see what's in the back here. Considering they have a ground type in the front, they're going to be pretty weak to Toxapex in the back. You can bet that. And if they're not, they're not. But you have to play to what makes sense, your percentages here. End up catching a Bone Club here, which is going to be resisted by the Golispod. Really good. They're going to come in with Wigglytuff, going to double resist the Shadow Claw here. Aqua Jet, sorry. Again, going to be the better neutral move to throw against things. And they actually do end up throwing the Swift, which is interesting. They probably could have gone the farm down. They're probably scared of getting hit by another Aqua Jet. But now we get the free, just full farm down here. Yes, they can make it to another Swift. But it's not going to do that much, and we're actually going to have energy on Toxapex. One of the weird things about Toxapex is it's very slow to get to energy. So anytime you can get a lot of energy like this, it's going to be pretty nice. This matchup, I mean, we have an extra shield. They're probably going to shield Marowak now. This Diggersby, again, is going to be a menace if they allow it to hit the Bastiodon. Scorching Sand is going to be double super effective. We are going to get to the move. Worth shielding because we do resist the rock attacks from the Bastiodon later on. And I assume that this will KO. It's actually pretty close. It's just because we're so bulky, our attack stat's pretty low. Looks like it's not enough. The attack did fall. They're 1 away from dying here, so we probably don't get hit, I guess. This is going to be close. You probably live this. Probably we can get another 2 brines off. Oh man, this is going to be so close. Fire Punch going to be neutral. we have to hit it with a Scorching Sands, but I think we're 2 away, which, oh, we're 1 away. If the Marowak is at 1 quick attack, we will win. If it's not, we will lose. All right, we lost with 1 HP. We won with 1 HP. Nice. All right, Talonflame. We do switch into the Golispod here just because we do outpace, but it is something to note that fire is going to be super effective against the bug typing of Golispod, so it's going to be neutral overall considering it is also a water type. So actually doing more damage than you would think, and they have a more Pekko, which is interesting. We can shield it and then KO this. If they do go Psychic Fangs, they actually can get another one here. So smart play by them. We have to shield, so they went for double Psychic Fangs. Smart. But we are going to win Switch. Toxapex going to be fine against... maybe they have Dedenne in the back? It is something to note that this is not Dedenne, the more Pekko. I know in a Pokemon Play tournament, I did play against someone who had more Pekko. And no. They had Dedenne before this season, which it got buffed. And I thought it was more Pekko, and I thought the typing was that dark typing, which is basically the opposite of the typing that it actually has, which is fairy typing. And it did almost cost me that game. I did end up winning that game, but that's fine. And that was that set, I should say, or matchup. It was Pokemon. It was the Pokemon Play event, so it was a tournament setting, a best of 3. But you bet I did notice after the first game that it was actually the Dedenne. So anyways, they come back in with a Superior, going to CMP here. If this is a Frenzy Planet, it will KO us. If it's just Aerial Ace, obviously it won't. I don't know why they would throw the Aerial Ace, but this is going to KO the Superior as well. Superior is actually pretty tanky as well in its own right. It's not like a super tank like something like Toxapex or Bastion or Zoomerl, but it's decently tanky. So here's what we were talking about earlier, a Magnezone here. The weird thing for them in this matchup is they're going to go for the full farm down. Maybe it's not that weird. They don't KO. Yeah, we're going to get another shield from them, just unless they don't want to. Honestly, probably they should just let it go. They might shield this, but okay, actually really good play by them here. I think I'd come back in with Ninetales. A Weather Ball is going to be enough here. You will see, if you do notice Ninetales this season, I think you're not going to see very much Charm on them. They end up coming up with Feraligatr. This is again, I talked about this earlier. It's going to be fine. Anyways, to finish that previous statement, the Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales, most of the time this season are probably going to be running Ice. The Ice Fast Attack, Weather Ball Ice. And, yeah, that's going to be GG. Toxapex beats everything there. All right, Dedenne, a horrific matchup into Diggersby here. And again, we're staying in to do this fire damage. I think what we're going to try to do is just eat an attack here before switching into something like maybe Toxapex. At this point, we could even move into Golispod, I guess, just because we'll outpace. But we'll eat this move too, probably. The odds of this being the Brave Bird, pretty low. And we should outpace to the Brave Bird here on the Brine if we want to. Now, this could be Brave Bird, and most likely is. So we're going to go ahead and shield it. Even if it was the Fly, they actually probably could farm down. They end up coming in with Dusk Noir. Pretty bad matchup for Toxapex. It's not very good against Ghosts. The only moves they can really do is Brine against them, and that's not great. So Dusk Noir has access to Shadow Punch and probably... most of the time they run Shadow Punch, Dynamic Punch. So this is going to be Shadow Punch. Does a lot of damage. A crazy amount of damage. Probably with Shield Farm down. We are doing super effective fast attacks. And this energy is going to be pretty useful considering you hit things for so hard with Golispod with the high attack stat that I had talked about previously. And we'll see what they're going to get stuck in with is how I'm trying to say it. But either way, we're going to be able to do some decent damage here. I don't think they'll shield this, to be honest. I think it's GG, though. They're definitely going to shield this. We're at the Scorching Sands, but we're throwing a bait. They have to throw Play Rough. Does Play Rough kill from here? I would think so. Okay, I mean, we're doing super effective back to them. Dusknoir's at 1 Shadow Claw worth of health, so probably we... Oh, I thought they were also at 1 Shadow Claw of health on the Dedenne. All right, GG. All right, for Alligator, we try to catch. We don't. Is this going to be one of the Stone Edge ones? If this is a Stone Edge one, it's going to be pretty horrific for us. Maybe we can shield. We do outpace, but then if they bait, things get really awkward. They do bait, so things are getting awkward. The question on everyone's mind is this going to be Stone Edge? Maybe we just let it go either way here. Let them show us that they have it. Okay, they went for Sludge Bomb, meaning that they definitely have Earthquake. Really good for us. We're either going to win switch or shield advantage here. Okay, we win switch. Good for us, kind of. For Alligator's energy can all be eaten by this Toxapex. If it has Crunch, things are going to get a little weird here because it does have a ton of energy. But Hydro Cannon, I mean, it's still doing stuff. But seems like they have something weak against ground in the back, to be honest. Could be like Galarian Wheezing. Could be more Pekko. Yeah, I wonder what it is going to be. I'm waiting to see, to be honest. This Brine, even though Brine doesn't do that much damage and is resisted by the Feraligatr, going to be enough to KO, or get it low, I guess, from here. Ends up being a Primeape. It's not great. But we do have a lot of HP, and it is not a very bulky Mon. They kind of have to throw close combat if they have it. Ice Punch not going to be enough. 2 Ice Punches probably will. No, 2 Ice Punches definitely will, but 1 will not be enough. Probably going to shield just in case it is a close combat. Make them throw double close combat. Then we can farm down with Toxapex. Yeah, this will KO us. Well, it's non-shadow, though. Still KOs. Okay, well, we just farm down. Farm down everything with Toxapex, and that's GG. They actually were very close to getting to a Rage Fist there, so really good for us to not get hit by that. All right, GG to all the opponents. Again, this was around 2,800 rating. Yeah, shout out to all of y'all for just coming out and watching these videos. I know it had been a long time since I posted a video. I think someone in the comments said it was 4 months since my over 4 months since my last post. So I'm glad that y'all are here supporting. And yeah, I'm going to try to get out as many videos as I can. Work's not too crazy anymore, hopefully for the foreseeable future. So I will try to do videos as long as that is possible. And yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.